The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 9th day of February, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by MediQuels, One Communications, and Windows. I'm Jamel Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sherry, it is the middle of the work week. Are you okay? Are you good? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm right on top of the hump, just ready to slide on to the weekend.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just don't get you in weekends. You don't want just one extended weekend with all of us?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. All right. No. All right.
Well, more so you, the
Me.
audience, yes. But
Nah,
you,
don't try to come back. She just dissed the audience, folks. She just dissed you all.
no, you're spinning that, but that's fine. That's
Well, hey,
fine. The,
we're
the
gonna be
trusted
talking.
audience knows me.
No, we're gonna be talking about politicians today, so it's gonna be a lot of spin talking today. Yeah, we'll be talking about spin, and if I know how to spin, it's because I'm reading stories about these spin masters on a regular basis. But anyway, uh,
Okay.
how it does,
Aren't we in a mood this morning?
we're talking about them. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one today as we welcome Simone and Sionna Barton from the Bermuda Heart Foundation. We're going to be talking with them about living heart healthy, and the daily play is music today. This is going to be good. But, folks, I'm going to tell you now, Sherry says I'm in a mood. And it's not that I'm in a mood, but I've been excited for some time yesterday to have today's conversation. Oh, and a conversation we're going to have. And let me tell you what we're going to discuss today. Headlined in the Royal Gazette, thanks to Sam Strangeways, the investigations editor, tech firm co-owned by Premier's advisor earned $3.6 million from sole source COVID-19 contracts. All right, so it goes on to say, according to the Royal Gazette, a company owned by Premier's fintech advisor that was awarded sole source government contracts as part of the response to the COVID-19 pandemic has earned $3.6 million from the deals. Technology firm Rest Partner, founded and co-owned by Dennis Pitcher, will be paid $2.4 million for the financial year 2021-22. The company was paid $1.2 million the previous financial year. The total payments to Rest Partner broke down as $2 million for COVID-19 test booking system, $1.3 million for the travel authorization web portal, and $300,000 for vaccine appointments software. The figures were contained in records released to the Royal Gazette under the Public Access to Information legislation. So that's the Patty Act that we've had Ms. Gutierrez come on to discuss. Now, just give you some insight. Mr. Pitcher became the fintech advisor to the Premier, David Burt, in January of 2019 and was in the post when the contracts for software to manage the pandemic were awarded without a tender process to ResQuest, which is also co-owned by him. Let me stop there. Because there was an airport not long ago that Bermudians marched on parliament or cabinet or whatever. I mean, pretty much put our democracy, brought it to a halt. Because of people were told that we were giving our airport away. Bermudians, for the most part, are struggling right now. struggling right now, right? People just the day before this, right? The day before prior, you had Mr. Ferbert from the Bermuda Industrial Union, who stated that Bermudians were being laid off. But yet we have an advisor to the premier, sole sourced, who was awarded $1 million contract, one that wasn't out for tender. Now, keep in mind, think of this. If the roles were reversed, if this was the PLP in opposition and another party in government, I'm pretty sure we'd have a parade today, tomorrow, and through next week.
Not a parade, Jamal.
That's what they are. Let's just call them what they are, the parades. Because the same people that were marching in parades and calling for justice this way and that way are the people who are doing this nonsense today. And Bermudians deserve better. Let me just repeat, Sherry, before we go into this.
Okay.
The advisor for the premier, Mr. Dennis Pitcher, advisor as of January 2019, the company he owns received $3.6 million. Now, what I don't accept is the excuses given. And you can go on the Royal Gazette and read it for yourself, right? What I don't accept is the excuses given. Excuses given, you may say, what are they? Some of them, well, we needed to get this done fast, so we didn't have time to go out there. If I remember correctly with the airport, when they were saying it's a lot of private stuff, we can't share this, that, oh, it should go out to tender, it's this, it's that, da-da-da. With this, oh, well, it was time sensitive, we needed to. So are we saying we accepted this bid? We don't know a breakdown why it was this amount of money. Does this company have a lot of employees where they have to pay people for the technology? How do we know that this gentleman didn't just put a number to it? What I'm saying, folks, is I'm not calling anybody a crook. I'm not saying Mr. Pitcher is wrong. I'm not even saying the premier of government's wrong. What I'm saying is if it was wrong when they did it, why is it okay when you're doing what many would deem similar? At the end of the day, every Bermudian taxpayer needs to be on the doorstep of their MP today. Get off of Facebook, Twitter. Get in their face and tell them no more. Your question of the morning, folks, how should we address the awarding of contracts to government consultants and affiliates? Sherry.
This goes back to our conversation yesterday, as you said. And for me, again, we're being told one thing up front, and it's a whole lot of stuff going on in the back end that is never brought to the forefront. And this is what then turns the tables of people feeling hoodwinked and feel like they've been taken advantage of and raked over the coals over something that, if put out in front and at the very beginning, wouldn't have this type of conversation going on. How is it? And you're right, Jamal, there's questions. Does 3.6 million, like how much is the software? How many people are working with it? I understand where you're coming from. But in the forefront, again, it's making it seem very much like that was a big pot and shared among two people. I'm just saying.
Well, the opposition, they obviously have something to say about this. Titled, the Royal Gazette, OBA hits out over COVID-19 contracts awarded to Premier's FinTech advisor. I saw someone on Twitter say yesterday, with the other political parties, they did it through the back door. With the current government, they're literally doing it through the front door. And it's almost like, yeah, we're doing it, we can do it. And what are you going to do about it? It almost seems like I dare you. And, we've heard Reverend Tweed preaching recently about a certain senator situation. We see Chris Ferbert speaking about they're not for the people and the Labor part. I feel like every week, this government reminds the people of who they are. But it's up to the people to react. Let's be honest. If this were the One Bermuda Alliance, United Bermuda Party, anybody but the PLP, pandemic or no pandemic, you all be marching. Why are you afraid to stand up to wrong when it's the PLP?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on? It appears to be a lot, and I think for the people, it's just like it's the kind of feeling baffled, like really, we've been through 2 years of a pandemic. We've got all of this going on, and it just seems, it's the vaccinated, non-vaccinated, it's rest quest, is this, it's people are tired differently, Jamal, like physically, mentally, emotionally, just physically, and just want something to be done and said and being put forth for the truth, and let's move forward. I can't
Well,
the politics. You could have it. I can't.
well,
stand it.
I didn't get to this part of the article yet, Sherry.
Oh, is it my favorite part?
Let me get to this part, because if this doesn't make the Bermudian people knock on their MP's door, I don't know what will. The health ministry spokesperson said Mr. Pitcher's engagement as a paid fintech advisor ended on March 31, 2021. He has remained engaged as a voluntary fintech advisor since April 1, 2021. Well, folks, how stupid does this government think the people of Bermuda are? Of course, someone can afford to volunteer when their company is making millions of dollars now. Like, do you think he deserves some applause because all of a sudden, oh, he's doing it for free, he's volunteering? No, you're not doing it for free. You got paid in another way, brother.
Hello.
It's like what I say about billion-dollar companies and billionaires, right? They do all this charity work and social stuff. Well, if others are out there working 2-3 jobs and don't have the opportunity to do that, come on. Like this, Bermuda, honestly, man, answer my question, answer our question. How should we address the awarding of contracts to government consultants and affiliates? I need answers from you all. How do we do that? Don't members of parliament have to file associate ownership of businesses? I don't know what that has to do with our question this morning, the Chico Truck, but I believe so. But this is about government consultants and affiliates. I would love an answer to that. Sean Smith says, ain't that why Premier Miss Cox created the Department of Procurement? I mean, they created a Patty Act as well. They created tons of things. I mean, creating things are one thing.
Following through is
Following
another.
them, yeah. Shayna Smith for you, Sherry.
The arrogance is astounding, and our acceptance of it is just as sad.
That's what bothers me. Like, it's like, why are we accepting this from these guys? Why are we okay with this? Why are we not banging doors down? Think about this, folks. The PLP's tenure, 5-year tenure from winning in 2017 would have been up this year. But because they hoodwinked the general public 30-6 during the pandemic, the height of it, they got more time, longer payday. Longer payday.
And the other part of it is that, the travel authorization form, it's dropped from $75 to $40. Okay, because he was a part of that too, right? Did I read that part in the article?
That is part of his company. That's part of the company. Rest Partners. Herman Richardson says, let's not forget the 1-year advance warning that the travel authorization will remain until April 2023. Nothing better than guaranteed revenue, especially for a volunteer, right? Especially for a volunteer. Think about that. Why is the travel authorization still in place? And then we wonder why people like the Eugene Deans and others question whether this is about health of the community.
Yeah.
Sam Cat Place says, sigh, nothing about this is okay. That's my answer to today's question. Folks, how should we address the awarding of contracts to government consultants and affiliates? Like, is there a way to do it? Because I'll give you my answer. At the end of the day, number one, it should go out to tender. If it's not going out to tender, and you need time and you need something to be done quickly, Address quickly. 3 months, okay, you can get a short 3 months within that space. You have to apply just like others, right? No. Secondly, if you're a government consultant, you have to resign from your role as that consultant. No, not even volunteer, before you can actually put a bid in for any kind of government contract.
That's
Affiliates,
simple.
I don't think people who are affiliates of the government. What do I mean by affiliates? If you are a former senator, recent senator, or recent MP, or any ran for the political party, I don't think you should be awarded just sole sourced.
Right.
I think the sole sourcing is the problem. Now, if you put in a great bid and it's the best bid, and you have no current government ties, yeah. But this, I don't think any one of us can look at this situation and say that this is okay, because we know full well if this were the United Bermuda Party or One Bermuda Alliance, it would be a parade through Hamilton. We
A
know
parade.
full well. Summer Richardson for you, Sherry.
How should we address? It starts by asking questions. Thank you to the Daily Hour for continuing to ask out loud.
And thank you, Tamara. But folks, we have to like the and this, I please, I'm begging you to do one thing. Care enough about yourself to do something about your country.
I just want people to have the morale barometer within themselves, because I hear you when you say go to your MPs and all of that. And I just, are you just going to tell me what it is that I want to hear? Because that's the precedence that you have set at this point. And when it comes to politics, and I think that's what people end up feeling like, you're just going to tell me what I want to hear. When you get in there, you're just going to do what you want to do. How about people just stick with what they say and do what they're going to do? And that's it. Why can't we have that moral barometer inside of us to do what we're supposed to do?
Well, Sherry,
it's annoying. Sorry.
You know what I'm excited about? I'm excited that we have Michael Dunkley, former premier, coming on tomorrow. I'm excited that we have probably Bermuda's most beloved premier, Sir John Swan, coming on soon. I'm actually excited about having a PLP backbencher, Cousin Derek Burgess, coming on soon. You know why I'm more excited about Cousin Derek Burgess? Because I want to issue a challenge to the entire backbench. I'm talking about Levita Fogo, if I'm not mistaken, the most votes of any PLP MP last election. Talk about Cousin Derek, who traditionally wins with a very high percentage. Michael Weeks, another one, high percentage. Chris Famous,
yeah,
one of the most popular amongst constituents. I challenged them. I challenged some of the ministers, the ones that people love, Renee Ming, Tanae Furbett, those to seem to have a moral barometer, those who seem to operate with conscience. I challenge you, for the sake of the country and the people. And I use those two in particular because they don't need politics.
Yeah.
They don't need politics to have a payday. These are good human beings with careers. I get why probably a Jason Haywood. I get why maybe a Kim Wilson or Walter Robin. I get why they would probably just go along with it. I'm not quite familiar with them having successful careers outside of politics. Maybe they did. But at some point, your conscience must supersede the need for money or want for prestige. Bermudians deserve better. And never forget this, that as a politician, yes, you're a politician. You're still Bermudian too. Politics doesn't last long. It doesn't. And you cannot tell me that every last cabinet minister or member of parliament is okay with what is happening. It's wrong. Stop it. If it was wrong, if the other party did it, it's wrong now. We've got to do better. We've got to do better. I've said it twice this week. I literally hate, I'm not going to use my words lightly, I hate the politics of Bermuda. I do. Because as small as Bermuda is, it doesn't have to be so bad.
Yeah.
But you know what I love? I love Bermudians and I love Bermuda. And that's why we spend our time doing this show every morning. Because we have to find a way to figure out how do we address the problems that we face from what we deem corrupt governance, even if it's within the law, does not make it right. So I ask you all to share these conversations, to have these conversations, and to challenge what's become the norm, because this norm is not helping a struggling people that is you and I.
Absolutely.
This government needs to be held accountable. They are not being held accountable because for some reason, everyone's waiting on someone else to take the lead. The Bermuda Progressive Labor Party has not shown that they care enough about the people. What they've shown is that they care about maintaining power by any means necessary. Let's go to comments. We have Sean Smith and Shana Smith for you, Sherry.
The Office of Project Management and Procurement fall under the Cabinet Office. Well, there you have it. I agree. This towing the party line is so disappointing.
And Sean Smith goes on to say the office is to ensure that the contracts are awarded to providers of goods, services, and works based on the principles of transparency, competition, and the use of objective criteria in making decisions. My friends, yeah, exactly right. Transparency. That's yeah. I'd encourage folks. I'd encourage you. Do some of your own research. Do some reading. This can't continue. I'm not here trying to incite anything except accountability. We deserve it. You deserve it. We have a great conversation coming up with Sionna Barton. We're going to be talking about health, living heart healthy. All right? And folks, I say this not in a joking matter, but if we don't get our politics right, and I'm sure Sionna would tell you, if we allow the politics of the land to stress you, it's not good on our heart. It's not good on our heart.
In all areas.
It's not. Let's bring Leanna in. I'm sure Lee is ready to do her news break. And
she wants no parts of this.
Right, Pat. Lee, how are you?
You already know, Sherry. Good morning.
Just like I support the grumpy uncle today, but I don't want no parts of this.
You know what? We're gonna let you go on your rant this morning. I'm just gonna listen attentively in the background and just
It's all good, Lee. We know what it is. We know what it is. Lee, you ready for the news?
Let's do this.
All right.
Thanks, Jamal and Sherry. I appreciate you so much. Happy hump day, everyone. We have officially made it to the middle of the week, and we hope everyone is having a great start to this wet and gloomy morning. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. In today's top stories, 2 men have been arrested in connection with the stabbing of a 14-year-old schoolboy, which took place in broad daylight last week. Now, the news came as Detective Chief Inspector Peter Staplefoot said that the victim was recovering well in the hospital after receiving treatment. Now, Mr. Staplefoot also took time to thank the public for its assistance with the investigation. The incident is alleged to have happened at 8:21 a.m. last Friday as the boy waited at a bus stop on Parsons Road in Devonshire near the junction with Happy Dale Road. A spokesperson said that 2 men were seen leaving the area on a white motorcycle. The rider was wearing an orange-colored jacket, black trousers, and light-colored sneakers. The pillion passenger had on a white t-shirt with the Fila logo on the front, light-colored trousers, and black sneakers with white markings. The 2 were also said to be wearing dark-colored helmets with heavily tinted visors. He appealed to residents in Pembroke, Devonshire, and Warwick area to check their cameras and recordings, particularly from between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. last Friday morning, for anything that could help the inquiry. Anyone with information should call 211 or the Independent and Confidential Crime Stoppers hotline on 800-8477. In other news, the premier has continued to hold his stance on restrictions for unvaccinated visitors to the island last night as the country prepares for the 2022 tourism season. Now, speaking during a virtual town hall meeting last night, where he was joined by the Health Minister, Kim Wilson, and Minister of Youth, Culture, and Sport, Dr. Ernest Peets, Premier David Burt said the precautions were necessary to protect the hospital and that the rules would be enforced for the foreseeable future. Now, he highlighted that government had removed safe key requirements, which were dropped last week, saying that tourism partners, hotel bosses, and others urge government to speed up the process, while travel authorizations for visitors would stay until at least the end of the next financial year. Now, he also said that more information on the government's economic recovery plan might be delivered in the House of Assembly as early as next week's sitting. Meanwhile, a serious crash blocked both lanes of a main road in Hamilton Parish last night. A spokesperson said that the crash happened on North Shore Road on a stretch near Shelley Bay. Now, the incident happened about 6:15 p.m., but no further details were available on the nature of the accident. The police spokesperson said that Harrington Sound Road was already blocked because of roadworks, and other roadworks were underway on Middle Road and Smiths outside the Whitney Institute. Now, traffic was diverted onto South Road by Vermont Road and St. Mark's Road in Smiths until the scene was processed and cleared. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 73 and a low near 67 degrees. It will be a rather cloudy start to the day and mild with a chance of a shower or two. Sunny breaks are said to appear at some point. High pressure to the east will weaken today, allowing a slow-moving cold front to draw near tonight with increasing shower frequency that will become longer rainy periods from Thursday afternoon right through to Friday. Mild temperatures will continue via a persistent south to southwesterly breeze. That's all for our daily hour news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Now let's head back to Jamal and Sherry in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
Thanks so much, Lee. Every time you get to the weather, I'm just like, please just end it with some good weather or something. Sometimes news can be so depressing and so on. I'm just like, end it on a good one. End it on a good one.
It literally was like 2 days of just back-to-back nonstop, very heartbreaking news. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear green today. Let's put some color on. Let's bring some sort of sunshine to this gloomy news report.
No worries, no worries. We appreciate. Remember, it's not don't blame the messenger, folks. She's just the messenger. I'm sorry. What's the day of the year? We need something good. Come on.
Well, for me, it's good. It's National Pizza Day. I love Pizza. See, yes, I love pizza. It's hard to imagine that before World War II, pizza was little known outside of Italy or Italian immigrant communities. The modern birthplace of pizza is southwestern Italy's home to Naples. So today is National Pizza Day. Enjoy it. It was considered to be, not the best meal back in the day, but it was the easier meal because it was all on one piece of bread and so forth. But I love pizza.
I
Well-
love these calendar days because they actually help me with what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. So at least, but like Sherry said, a healthier option. I will definitely make my own pizza tonight.
So
that
hold
way-
on. We have Bermuda Heart Foundation on. I know you all love pizza. What I'm gonna say is that I bet you Sienna's gonna tell me that my version of pizza is healthy because I don't eat cheese on my pizza. Oh,
Is that
boy.
technically a pizza?
Really?
That's more
It's a
like
pizza.
crust and vegetables and sauce.
It's
Goodbye.
a pizza.
It's a pizza.
Don't try and ruin my good healthy cheeseless pizza. Haters gonna hit.
Yes.
All right. I look forward to hearing about your all's pizza stories tomorrow. Lee, see you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.
All right, folks. That's right. Don't hate on my cheeseless pizza, folks. Don't do it. We're going to take a quick break. We've got the Sionna Barton coming up. We're talking about Bermuda Heart Foundation. They do a lot of good stuff, folks. And honestly, I love these kind of conversations because so many people are looking for organizations like this within their reach. So stick with us. Don't go anywhere. And I just want to, someone sent me something. I want to reiterate. They told me to reiterate something. At no point when I'm discussing the government, am I inciting any sort of violence or even telling you to break laws? Holding people accountable does not mean that you have to break a law or be violent. It simply means you can call your MP. And if you're like me, I would call him every day. Take that how you will. We'll be right back.
Are you a small business or organization looking for new ways to reach a greater audience? Well, here's your chance to get your ad on BTG Radio, Good Day Bermuda, and Bermuda's daily talk show, The Daily Hour. Send an email to contact@bermudacommunications.com.
Our old friends Arrowhead Mills was founded in the 1960s in the famous Texas Panhandle with the ambition to promote the production and use of pesticide-free grains, cereals, and pulses. The mission was to bring the most wholesome food attainable to the mainstream markets. Since then, Arrowhead Mills has increased its range of products, most of which are certified organic. You can be sure that Arrowhead Mills know a thing or two about good eats. This month, we're featuring Arrowhead Mills green and red organic lentils. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field. Number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. We've got Sionna Barton and my good friend and birthday twin, her mother, Simone Barton, in the background. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So look, first of all, thank you for coming back. Sometimes people come on the show for one thing and don't want to come back for another. So we appreciate you.
You're not that scary.
Thank you.
And for the record, a cheeseless pizza is called a flatbread.
Okay, but it's healthier, right?
It is healthier.
Thank you.
It's all right.
I got
Mind you, I don't eat. I'm lactose intolerant, and sometimes I just feel like a pizza. So I've been known to take my dairy-free cheese down to Pizza House and tell them to put my cheese on the pizza.
I love her.
Nice.
so true story. When I was in Bermuda in December and this month, I went to Pizza House and ordered my cheeseless pizza, and I was shocked that nobody judged me. When I do that in the U.S., they judge me. So I'm gonna start doing what you do. Take my own dairy-free cheese, and hey, you can use this. Thank you.
We lived and learned. And they're absolutely fine with it. I ask them all the time. I'm like, there's enough people on island now that are lactose intolerant. Like, why don't you serve like the option of dairy-free vegan cheese? But whatever, if they don't, I do.
We're saving this clip. We're going to send it around to our pizza friends throughout Bermuda. Look, we're here to discuss Bermuda Heart Foundation. And, I read it. You sent incredible notes for us. But just give the people who don't know some background on the Bermuda Heart Foundation and its purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bermuda Heart Foundation is one of the oldest charities on island. Our purpose on island is to prevent heart health. To promote heart health and prevent heart disease. Unfortunately, heart disease is still the number one killer on island, and it's preventable. So our biggest mission is to promote heart health awareness, to make sure that people have a place on island to combat heart health or to rehabilitate from heart disease that they've already gone through, and to make sure that the youth on island understand what heart health is, so we don't have the same problem that we are having with our adult population now, 20 years from now.
Yeah, I love it. And again, I learned something new. And again, I'm honest with my ignorance, so forgive me, but I did not know that heart disease was.
An honest man knows he knows nothing.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know. February is Heart Month, though. What are some of the initiatives you all are doing to bring awareness to heart health this month?
Yeah, absolutely. So heart health in the pre-COVID days looked a little bit different than what it does now. We're doing a lot more virtual, and we have our hands tied a little bit. But this month we have one of our biggest campaigns. It's Let's Go Red, and it's a denim/wear red day. And we don't save it to any one Friday. It's all throughout the month. You can organize with your staff, school, or friends and wear red and fundraise. And it's really an awareness for women's heart disease, because I think it's sometimes overlooked. We usually really notice men's heart disease, the big heart attacks and those things. And women, we care about everybody else before we think about ourselves. So Let's Go Red is really a highlight to women and their heart health awareness. And we also have our Jump to Be Fit program going on for youth. We are not in the schools yet. But we are down at the tennis stadium trying to ensure that the youth have an active outlet even in this time, to make sure that they have somewhere to be active, jump around, get their cardio fitness in. And it's not just for youth. We actually do adult jump rope too. So Heart Month, we used to do cooking classes. We used to have blood pressure screenings, but unfortunately, until the world can right itself a little bit more, our hands are a bit tied, but we are trying to do as much as we can during Heart Month.
Indeed.
I would love to see Jamal jumping. I would love to see that.
Jamal, isn't your sister, don't you have a sister?
Yes, I have a couple of sisters, and Jada, my sister Jada, is the one you're talking about.
Sir. I mean, if I can get Jada to do front flips for me, why can't I get you to jump?
No,
I can do a little jumping. Don't get me started. Don't get me jumping.
Sionna, you talked about some tips already as far as eating pizza without cheese or substituting it. What are some other tips for people to live healthier lives to improve their heart health?
Yeah, one of our biggest things that we tell people is one of the best rules we abide by and preach is the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule is we are not saints. We are not like health gods, and none of us live a 100% healthy life all the time. If you do, 2 claps for you. Well done. But that's not everybody. So 80% of the time we are asking that Bermudians just try to make the smarter health choice. If you have a juice or water in your hand, put the juice down, grab a water. And that's 80% of the time, 5 out of the 7 days a week. I'm not sure if my math is right with that, but just
Close
most
enough.
of the time, right? Just most of the time. I think as adults, I don't care where we are in the world, but as adults, we forget what treats are, and we sort of just treat ourselves whenever we want because we're grown. But we do not put ourselves in the we should eat healthy on a regular basis and treat ourselves every now and again. And that's when the 20 comes in. You don't have to be so strict. Have that chocolate cake if you haven't had chocolate cake all week. Go for it. If you've had chocolate cake 5 days this week, maybe say no to the chocolate cake today. You know, it's it's a balancing act. So one of the biggest things we push is 80-20, and to make sure that we are living our life in balance. And then the other one is to know your numbers. If I ask both of you, you know, do you know your cholesterol number or your blood pressure or your blood sugar?
I could pull out of a paper and tell you.
I know my blood pressure. That's it. I don't know the other stuff until my
yeah. And so the thing about it is, if we knew our numbers and we had them in the front of our mind on a regular basis, I'm pretty sure it would help us be 80-20, because when we pick stuff up or when we were going to order, it would be like, oh, yo, my pressure was 190 over 89. I don't think I should be drinking this soda today. Maybe some more water. You know, if we know these things, or if it's my cholesterol is super high, no, I'm going to say no to the cheese on the burger today, or maybe no to the burger entirely. You know, my cholesterol is up there. But we live in a state of constant ignorance, and happily, because we don't want to know, because we want to enjoy our lives. But how long can we enjoy our lives ignorantly?
Yeah.
I just want to jump in real quickly, because I noticed when I in December, I obviously was out getting a fish sandwich here and there and eating out a lot. And one of the things I do in the US is I always pick up and look at how many sugars are in stuff and so on. And I swear, every takeout place I went in, the drinks had so many sugars in them. And I'm just like,
yep,
this is not normal.
Because it's the norm.
Yeah, it should
but
be.
it is.
It
but it is.
And guys, if you don't mind me jumping in for a second,
sure.
This is one of my biggest pet peeves. It's because we were raised, if you think about it, during the summer, what did we all have? Picnic drink.
Yep.
And we go to the beach, it was picnic drink. Go to a party, it was picnic drink. And what is picnic drink? It is nothing more than liquid sugar. It is diabetes in a bottle or in a cup. And so, you know, our parents sat up there and we'd be on the beach having these cups and after cup of picnic drink. And then they're wondering why we're running around like mad people. It's because we're hyped up on sugar. And so when you train your taste buds to have that much sugar as adults, you just learn to accept it. If we did any one thing that could dramatically change our propensity for wanting sugar, is to give kids water.
Yeah.
Just plain water. And, you know, some of the saddest things that I hear is, you know, somebody with diabetes and they say, oh, you know, I don't know how I got diabetes. I eat very healthy. Okay, tell me what you're drinking. Oh, I drink a quart of orange juice a day.
Yep.
That's sugar. Not smart. It is nothing but sugar. So, yeah, we need to learn how to let go of sugar. And are you going to do it all at once? No. Yeah. Start off light, you know, maybe put a little bit of water in your orange juice. Try that, you know.
But to your point, I remember I was producing medical radio about 12 years ago with Dr. Dolan, and someone called up. They were sick, and they said, well, I've been drinking orange juice. And I'll never forget what he said in reference to your comment just now. He said, throw the orange juice away and just eat the orange.
There you go. That's it.
Never forget that. And thank you for mentioning that, because people think because it's orange juice, vitamin C is great. But no, if that's the case, just eat the orange. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at the sugars. Look at the sugars on orange juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychological. Tell me, when you were a kid, what size was the orange juice glass?
What a 4 ounce, 8 ounce, or whatever.
Like the small little glasses.
Yeah.
Very small.
When the orange juice company realized that they can get people to drink more juice if they just showed a bigger glass, their sales went up exponentially. There are about 8 oranges in a tall glass juice. Would you sit down and eat 8 oranges? The answer definitively is no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, food for thought, guys.
Yeah, on top of that, I have to just add, you know, Bermudians and food. We go to a
Yes.
place, and what do we have? Chicken, macaroni and cheese, peas and rice, coleslaw. In the States,
Carb
it's
on
Caesar
kind
top
of
of
these
salad.
carb on top of carb on top of carb.
top of top. Yeah. And in the States, in Atlanta, Florida, it's the same thing, but it's ribs. It's this, that, and the other. So I love that you have that 80-20 rule. It's just not used it is used in a different type of relationship, right? Your relationship
Yes,
with food.
absolutely.
So what you mentioned
Absolutely.
some of the programs that you have at the Heart Foundation. What other programs that you have that offer that may be having in regards to health issues?
Yeah, so one of our major outlets that we like to say, unfortunately, CORE is the best kept secret on island, and we want to just explode it. CORE Heart Health Center is a cardiac prevention and rehabilitation center located right in Hamilton on Chancery Lane. And in there, it is a one-stop shop for all things heart health. We have a nutritionist, we have a psychologist, because we all know that when it comes to our health and our weight, it is not just all physical, right? A lot of it stems from a mental mindset. We have our nutritionist, our psychologist, and then we have cardiac fitness specialists and personal trainers who tailor specific made workouts for you. So it is not a typical gym. We don't go in there, nobody's looking for their beach body. Everybody is there to progress their health in a different way. From people in their 20s to our seniors, people find a reason to join the CORE family, and they find that once they're there, their health and their life just sort of kickstart into a healthier direction. And we need Bermudians to understand they do not need to live in ignorance of their numbers. They do not need to put themselves in earlier graves with bad food choices, that there are facilities and resources on island for them to better themselves. And if they have no idea how, that is why we are here. And it is our passion. We are here to help Bermudians become heart healthy. And CORE Heart Health Center is the place on island to do it. So you cannot say that we don't know, or the hospital is our only choice, or what to do. It's contact CORE Heart Health Center for anything heart health. And CORE is connected to the New York Presbyterian Hospital. So one of the best facilities within the US, and their cardiac team is here to help any Bermudian that wants it or needs it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so the other thing that I would like to add is that CORE is, Bermuda has a lot of firsts, and CORE is the first cardiac and prevention center ever to be covered by insurance, which is absolutely huge. You don't have to decide whether I'm going to pay a bill or I'm going to get healthy. You now have the ability to do both. And with health, a lot of barriers is money. The insurance companies, I've got to implore them and thank them wholeheartedly, because they decided over 10 years ago to put their money behind prevention, and it has worked. With New York Presbyterian, we have the access to our cardiologist, Dr. Christopher Irabunda. He was in the paper the other day talking about heart health. All these things are available in a one-stop location. You have issues, you've got problems, you want to get healthy, you want to live a better life, you want to get stronger, you're getting ready to go for surgery and you need to get prepped, you come to CORE. You get all of that plus a full gym, educational classes. Everything is right there for you. And we as Bermudians are very fortunate. It's like Sionna said, it's one of the worst kept secrets that we have, best kept secrets that we have this available, and it's covered.
Well, we're going to make
by
sure
all
that it's no
major
longer a
insurance
secret.
companies.
We're definitely going to play our part, because I've been a fan from when I was all the way back when I was at the other radio station, recognizing the work that you have been doing over the years. So we want to make sure that people know that you exist. But I want to, if both one of you can answer this question before you go. We hear this come up so often in Bermuda in particular, right? But it's across the world. Globally, people think that eating healthier and living healthier lives comes with an expense. It's more expensive. What do you say to that?
Okay, so One of my favorite things I like to say, which might be a little bit draconian, but I like to remind people that skinny people die too from heart disease.
Thank you.
You know, we are a product of our environment, our genetics, our social alliances. We are a microcosm of a lot of different things that come together. So, is it expensive? No. If you want to go and be that 100%, I'm going to eat bulgur wheat and have wheatgrass drinks and things along those lines, yeah, it could be expensive. But what if you just ate normally? And it's like
Moderation.
Sionna said, moderation, and put treats back in the treat category. What happened is that we forgot what Sunday supper was. Sunday supper belonged on Sunday. You know, so if we just went back and we kicked it back old school and you had your vegetables, your protein, and a right amount of carbs, that's all you need to do. We've turned health into an esoteric mathematical equation that few are willing to try to solve. And what we at the Heart Foundation want people to understand is you don't have to give up everything. You just got to be mindful and moderation. So, is it expensive? No, it doesn't have to be. And 100% you can enjoy your life. We teach people how to live well for real people in a real space, in a real environment that works. And we're around for over 10 years because it works. And one other thing I would like to say is that it is covered by all insurance except for Future Care and HIP. I had to throw that in there. So yeah.
Remember when takeout was a treat on a Saturday?
Exactly. Yeah, you know, now you have Sunday supper. You go to the food thing, and you can get your cassava pie, your macaroni and cheese, peas and rice, and we're doing that every single solitary day.
Carb it up. That's what they say. Carb it up. Before you go,
Put
just
treat
let
back
people
in
know,
the treat category.
let people know how they can get in touch with you and find more information about the organization.
100%. So you can find the Bermuda Heart Foundation. First and foremost, our physical location is at Chancery Lane, and we are wedged right in between Ruby Murray's and Bistro J. So just come down that little walkway and find us. Come take us look, just check us out. Or you can look us up online. We are at mybermudaheart.bm. Is that still it?
No,
I'm sorry.
Recently changed. You're forgiven. It's BermudaHeartFoundation.com.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, please like our page on Facebook. Right now, we're doing so much awareness on Facebook. So please like us and follow us for those simple tips
and Instagram
that people can do, and Instagram that people can do to make a difference.
All right, we've got a few comments. Catherine Kemp, she says, my 10-year-old has never had a soda yet. He hates it. And when he has juice, it's 50% sugar content and then watered down, which I think one of you said. Tanya Cheeseman, she says, in my house, we drink water all day, every day. Drinks are a treat. Holiday
Bravo.
It amazed me how I lost weight just from adjusting from drinking juice every day to drinking water. And Renee Charlene Simmons, she says, that's true. My grandson has been drinking water from a baby. If I ask him if he wants something to drink, his reply is yes, a bottle of water. So, yeah, I think people get it for the most part. Our community is making some changes. One kind of cool comment off topic, but hearing the Kiskadees birds in the background makes me miss home. Look, man, this is why we love this show. This is a natural Bermudian feel right here. Give us a look. You even got to look to see the birds. Look. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's a pleasure having these kind of conversations. And please know, it doesn't have to be Heart Month for you all to come on. If there's something going on that you want to come on and discuss and just remind people of how to live healthier, please know the door is open. So we appreciate you and thank you, and definitely all the best going forward.
Thank you guys so
for
much.
spreading the word. We appreciate it. Be heart smart, Bermuda.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, you know what to do. If you enjoyed and appreciated that conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Thanks again to Simone Barton, Sionna Barton from the Bermuda Heart Foundation. We're going to take a quick break, be back to wrap it up, and then have a daily play. Don't forget, folks, there's a huge giveaway happening on our website, thedailyhour.com. Huge giveaway. The easiest way to win $500. Go find out how to do it. We're going to be right back. Sherry, you can't play. Stop.
You know I do.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
All right. Thanks once again to Simone and Sionna Barton for stopping by. Really appreciate the conversation, folks. Use that information, share that information, and make sure that we're having these conversations amongst our family and loved ones. Thanks again to People's Pharmacy, Medical Splendors, and One Communications for continuing to support us in what we do. Time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Sherry, are you ready?
Come
All
on.
right. Help her out, folks. Help her out. Help her out. Help her out. All right. Here we go. Before his successful solo career, Lionel Richie rose to fame as a member of what musical group?
Commodores.
Alrighty. She's just showing off now, folks. She's showing off now. She look, Larry. I know, bro. She took it personal, bro. She's just wow. I mean, congratulations, Sherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit about Commodores and all of that good stuff. So,
All right, night shift, a little something. Okay. Anyway, final thoughts on today's show.
Again, can we know what's going on behind us? Can we be transparent? Bring it up to the front. Do what you're supposed to. If it's supposed to be put out there for the contracts for people, like, let's just do what we're supposed to do. As far as heart health, I love this 80-20 rule. And I love what the foundation is about. I didn't know about CORE like that. So I'm excited for everybody else to be able to access that knowledge and foundation.
Indeed. And to Shara's point, Bermudians, you deserve better. Know what you deserve and go get it. You should not need to put your political favorites in a box and allow them to do what they want just because you hate the other guys. Like, you honestly, sometimes the strength of a country and the ability of a country is only as strong as the ability of its government. And based on what we've seen since 2017, Bermuda's not heading in the right direction. But I tell you what, Bermuda, David Byrd is premier, making 200-something thousand. He's okay. It's all of you who aren't. Think about it. As far as the Barton, Simone Barton and Sionna regarding Bermuda Heart Foundation, I'm grateful for these kind of conversations. I really, really appreciate them. This is what our show is all about, wellness, whether it's financial wellness, physical wellness, emotional. We are about wellness. That's why we have the movement moment often with Tamara as well. So I appreciate what they're doing, and we need to carry these conversations. So thank you once again to them. Folks, don't forget, subscribe to our website, thedailyhour.com, for a chance to win cash prizes, and more. Find out information like when Sir John's coming on and the like. We have a lot of important guests coming up, so you don't want to miss that. So just go to our website. It's easy. Just put your email in. Just subscribe to our website and subscribe. It's the easiest thing you can do. And also, if you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel. Hit subscribe, hit notifications. It's very easy to do. So just follow that. You'll be okay. You might actually be a lucky winner. We will be giving away the January prize on Friday, so make sure you're tuned into that. Sherry, I know you've got some daily inspiration before we head out.
I do. It's not the lid that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. Think about that. I also want to say happy birthday to Shamega Smith today. And that quote came from Lena Horne.
Lena Horne. All right. Marcia says, hi, Aunt Sherry and Mr. Jamel and Miss Leanna. Have a great day. And we are wishing you
Hi, Ravi.
as well. We are wishing you the same as well. Look, tomorrow we've got former Premier Michael Dunkley. Should be a very interesting show, especially on the back of what's happening. All right. So don't forget, on Friday, we'll have Bruce Swan. He is a Bermudian lawyer. We'll be talking about estate planning. This is another important conversation for so many of us. Folks, if you appreciated today's episode, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamel Hart. My friends, make it a safe and great day. We are out. Peace.